Recharge. Welcome to day 2 of our trust conversation. I love this topic because it's one of those things that when you really master the art of trusting, you can do anything and you can have anything. So it's one of those things that when you make that small shift, it changes everything in your life. So yesterday we talked about some of the real reasons that trust can be so challenging. And today we're going to talk about the dangers of not trusting. So before we get started here, just let me know if you can see me and hear me okay, and if everything looks good. All right, awesome. So just check in. Let me know, where are you tuning in from? And introduce yourself here. And just so you know, at the end of this video, I'm going to invite you into a live video chat in Zoom. So I'll put the Zoom link in the comments at the end of the video so that you can join me over there and we can do some Q&A on this topic or really anything else. All right. Hey, Dana from Albuquerque. So beautiful. All right. So the dangers of not trusting. Every successful business owner knows that not trusting your gut is one of the most dangerous things that you can do for business. And it's not just for business, it's for really every area of your life. So we're going to talk about some of those specific areas now. And the reason that I wanted to bring this up is because, it's helpful to look at the dangers in order to get the awareness and the clarity that we need to make the changes that need to be made. If we keep, skirting the edges and we keep avoiding those, kind of scary things, then we don't make any changes, and we keep building on those layers of like Band-Aids. Okay, so I'm a fan of just going right to the root and getting results. So we're going to talk about the dangers of not trusting. The first thing is not trusting the process. Now, when you don't trust the process, whether it's like with your marketing or whether it's with your programs or with your health routine, like if you're trying to lose weight or overcome an autoimmune condition or, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, really any goal that you could imagine, there is a process to it, and you need to be able to trust that process until you get to the end. It's like, if you're going to drive from New Hampshire to California and you get to Albuquerque and you think to yourself, I'm not anywhere near California. What's going on? What's wrong? And you turn back, right? If you start to freak out about it and you don't trust that you're going to get there. If you keep following that GPS and you just stay on the road and you keep looking forward and you follow the GPS, you will get there. There may be obstacles along the way, and there may be, some redirections along the way, but you're going to get there as long as you trust the process. That trust is going to be the force that allows you to keep moving forward. Otherwise, there's trust, and then there's fear, and the fear sends you backwards. The trust propels you forwards. All right. So not trusting the process leads to giving up too soon, which leads to or lack of consistency, which ultimately leads to failure. Okay. And think about your specific situations as I'm talking about these, and feel free to comment with a specific situation that comes up for you. Number 2 is not trusting ourselves. When we don't trust ourselves, it causes us to avoid taking risks, which causes us to avoid growth. And for high achievers, avoiding growth is one of the worst things that we can, I mean, it's like the worst is not growing, because we know that if you're either growing or you're dying, right? And so we have to be able to trust ourselves in order to take that next step. I was just talking about this with my inner circle today in our transformation session. We were talking about taking steps, up levels. So you're constantly leveling up. If you're a successful business owner or a high achiever, you are just consistently leveling up day by day, week by week. And with each of those levels, you're going to get to like a new stair. And one foot, reaches that next step. But if you're not all in, if you're not fully trusting in yourself and your abilities, then one foot is going to stay back at the bottom. And you may think you're rising. I mean, that one foot, the one that's going up, that one foot may go up four steps, right? One foot has the ability to go up many steps. But if you've got the other foot back down, then you're still going to be down at that bottom step. So you need to be able to trust yourself in order to rise that foot up to reach the other one. And so if you are not able to trust yourself, then you're not going to grow. You're not going to level up. You may feel like you're leveling up, right? Because you've got one foot up there. But if that other foot's down below, you're not actually leveling up. And that's why people feel like they're going in these circles around and around and around, because they're not fully in it. And the third thing is our creator. And I know, a lot of people have different ideas, like God, spirit, universe, like whatever it is that created you and the rest of this world. We have to be able to trust in that in order to really live a free and fulfilled life. And so when we don't trust in our creator, then that leads us to scarcity mindset. And it leads us to just constant underlying fear and anxiety. Okay, so there are three major things that we need to be able to trust in order to have a happy and fulfilled life. One is trusting the process. Two is trusting ourselves. Three is trusting our creator. And if you can trust those three things, then you are golden. And the ultimate dangers of not trusting these things are growth restriction, right? We're not growing if we're being held down by lack of trust. Never seeing how magnificent and abundant the world really is, like being super limited. No matter how free you feel like you are, if you are not trusting and you always feel like you have to be in control, then you are still really limited, and there's still so much more out there that can open up to you once you do start trusting. And showing your children, like if you've got kids, whether they're 1 day old or 60 years old, if you've got kids, you're their first role model, and you're going to be showing them that they can't trust either. And so that cycle continues down through the generations. And so if your parents didn't trust and their parents didn't trust, and they had this constant theme of lack of trusting, then that is definitely a deeply ingrained cycle that you need to go pretty deep to stop that. But you can do it. And then you can prevent your kids from growing up that same way. That's something that I had to do myself. And it was so liberating when it happened. And the final ultimate danger of not trusting the process ourselves or our creator is being a prisoner to the need for control. If not trusting is a pattern for you, then there's nothing that's going to really help you to feel totally in control from the inside. You're always going to have to seek outside things to help you to feel safe and grounded and in control. And so that comes in the form of drinking and eating and seeking acceptance from other people, stuff like that. Okay, so super, super important to address this topic of trust. And if you related to any of this, then I feel you. I've definitely been there myself, and so have millions, billions of other people on the planet. And there's a clear path for you to start trusting more. And we're going to talk about that later on this week. So thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Whoever's still here, I'm going to... All right. Okay, here's the Zoom meeting. I'm copying and pasting it.